I love meeting people who are passionate about what they do. And I'm super excited to introduce you to Meg from Vegan Superfoods. You're going to love her enthusiasm. And I can tell you, her bars are really good. So you're going to want to watch her. And if you can't order because the foods are great, especially if you're a runner or a biker. So stay tuned and take a look. Thanks for watching. Meg, it's so nice to meet you.
Very nice to meet you too, Linda.
So tell me about Vegan Superfoods. And I love to eat, and look at these wonderful treats that we have here. But tell me a little bit about your business.
Awesome. So Vegan Superfoods is a labor of love. So, I am a runner. I mean, I'm not a very fast runner, but I run on a regular basis. And I was a vegetarian runner when I discovered all of these things about protein and the right carbs and macros and things like that. All of these words came to me and I didn't know what they meant. And when I tried some of the energy bars out there, especially the plant-based ones, I was vegetarian to begin with, so I was only going for
But the
mass-produced bars. Most of them had nuts in them, which is fine, but I found them heavy. I found them a little difficult to digest, and I wasn't sure exactly when I should eat them. Should it be pre-run? Should it be post-run? I mean, what is it, right?
Oh, I know what you. Yes, because you don't want that feeling in your stomach. Yeah, totally.
Yeah. So I started experimenting, and the other thing was, many ingredients that I just did not understand. I mean, all of the vitamins and the added preservatives and colors and whatnot. I'm like, what does this mean? I would look up every ingredient and do research, and I'm like, I don't want that in my food, right? So I started putting things together in my own kitchen to fuel my runs and also to have convenient snacks for my kids. So I did that for about a couple of years, and I was happy. It was just a hobby. I was working full time then. Everything was going well when Vibha happened. So Vibha is a nonprofit organization. They conduct a half marathon training program every year. And what I like about that is it's local. So I run with my neighbors in Almaden. They have groups in different neighborhoods, and I run with the Almaden group.
And then what is it? So tell me a little bit about what the nonprofit group is for.
Sure. So Vibha, the organization, is a nonprofit with a mission to educate impoverished, underprivileged children both in India and the United States.
Oh, that's wonderful.
And they put together a flagship race called the Dream Mile. They have several fundraising platforms, and they conduct a half marathon training program, both for runners and walkers, every year.
Oh.
And this is the 25th, they call it, and at the end of the training program, their race is called the Dream Mile. The Dream Mile.
Oh, neat.
And this is the 25th year of the Dream Mile, and the 13th year of the training program itself. So the goal is to provide awareness about what Vibha does, and also to inculcate a culture of wellness and fitness. It's not about running fast or walking fast or all of those things. It's about making healthy lifestyle choices, walking on a regular basis, running on a regular basis, being conscious about what you're eating, right?
Well, and this also ties together. Exactly. I love the synergisticness of this. That is so cool.
Yeah. So Vibha happened, and I was carrying my bars to my runs to just, fuel myself. And then a few of my running buddies who were also vegetarian, they wanted to try them out, and they loved it, right? And they said, you should make this a business. And I said, no, that's okay. This is, I'm happy with where things are. But they really pushed me, and I want to emphasize that. I really want to talk about how some women, pushed me forward in such an uplifting way. But for them, I wouldn't have had the guts to, say, I'm done with the corporate world. There were so many issues that I was dealing with, but I didn't have the courage to say no and move forward. Right?
Well, it's such a risk.
Yes.
It's such a risk to go out on your own, to leave that paycheck.
Yes. Absolutely.
The security of knowing that every week or every 2 weeks you're going to have money going into your account.
Yes.
And to start off, and if anybody has not owned a business, you would know that you spend a lot of money.
Exactly.
Before you even make a single sale.
Agreed.
You spend a lot of money. So that's a big risk.
It was, yes. But for their motivation, but for their encouragement, and the fact that I have the wonderful opportunity to take advantage of the cottage food law, right? So this is a law that allows you to test the market, to launch your business with minimum investment, both time and finance, right? just buy the ingredients. You, of course, you have to put together a website and things like that, get the word out. But essentially, you're using your home kitchen to bake whatever it is that you want to bake, and create your own niche and see if people actually like these things. I mean, for a long time, it was just my running buddies, right? And family and friends who were buying these things,
Right.
or liking or appreciating these things. But now I have the platform to actually spread the word and talk to others, non-friends, non-family members, to see. I mean, that's when you know whether this is a business in the real sense, or if it's just a hobby, right?
So did you have your sons and their friends test it out
Yes,
too?
my family, my neighbors, baking. Everybody likes baking, right? Or baked goods.
Well, that's why I like the last name Baker. What are you
Yes.
talking about?
True. So yeah, it started off as a hobby, and thanks to Vibha and a few running women, who really pushed me forward and allowed me to take that next step. I researched the cottage food law, registered my business, and so this is a licensed business. It's so I've gone through a health checklist. I've gone through courses on how to run the kitchen for a business, and things like that. So learned a lot about safety practices and how to make things hygienic and make sure that everybody knows what's going into the bars and the cookies that I bake. Right?
So how many different varieties of cookies and bars do you make?
I have 4 energy bars:
Okay.
vanilla, chocolate, berry crunch, fruit and seed. I don't use any nuts in any of my bakes, both cookies and energy bars. They're all gluten. I use the term gluten safe because we are not a celiac household. I
Right.
do have wheat flour, but it's in one corner of the house in the kitchen. But I choose to use gluten safe and gluten free because I'm aware of the fear and the risk of cross contact, right? But most of my products, like Bob's Red Mill and Anthony's, they're certified gluten free, so
Yeah.
I only buy them. So I take every possible step to make sure that my products are gluten free, but yet I say gluten safe and organic, right? So I use organic ingredients, gluten safe ingredients. And most of the base products I make at home. So for example, sunflower seed butter, right? That's I don't use nut butter. So I actually buy whole sunflower seeds from Trader Joe's.
And you grind them?
I grind them. So I
Wow.
don't use, so that way I'm able to control, what I'm putting into it. So there's no salt, there's no oil. It's pure sunflower seeds, right? And I also know when I've ground them, so I know how long they'll stay. The good thing about sunflower seeds is high vitamin E, which is a natural preservative, right? So I don't have to, yeah. So and the protein sources, right? I don't use protein extracts simply because I find them very difficult to digest. So my protein sources are whole seed powders. The chocolate bar, for example, the one that you just picked up, there are, I use 4 seed powders in them. So the watermelon, chia, pumpkin, and flax. So these are dry seed powders.
Yes. Oh my gosh, look at these.
The vanilla uses something called chocho, which I'm super excited about. It's chocho, Chocho.
Okay.
It's a legume that grows in Ecuador, and it was an Olympic runner and athlete who discovered that, this is an amazing crop. Not only is it great for the local economy, it's actually regenerative in its application in agriculture. It actually introduces nitrogen back into the soil. So it's actually great, not only for the local farmers, who are not making any money, but it's also it's good for our environment.
It's the opposite of that giant conglomerate that starts with an M that we will not name.
Yes.
Okay.
True. Yeah.
This is amazing. I love the variety that you offer, and they look delicious.
Thank you. Cookies. I do offer 4 or 5 different cookies. I have quinoa and oats. That's my quinoa and oats cookie. I have chickpea flour. These are mung lentil cookies. These are amazing. 3 to 4 grams of protein in one cookie, right?
Wow.
And I use unrefined sugar. I also have diabetic friendly options. So for example, this cookie is made with date sugar. And the chocolate chips are made with allulose, which is a sweetener that's found in figs and raisins and is actually good for you, right?
So in theory, if I have a sweet tooth, I would only need to eat one of these because it would satisfy me.
Yes, absolutely. So
What
it's
takes
a great
the fun
midday
out of
snack.
eating cookies?
Yeah. So for me, after a run, you need to have sun sugar essentially to replenish, right? So this is ideal for that because you just eat one and that's it.
So then you do these
This
before.
is my pre-workout.
Okay.
This is my pre-workout, and again, because it's not heavy protein, even if it's like a half hour before, it's great. And I have used these for my 7-mile, 10-mile runs, and I'm fine, right?
So would you eat these in the middle? Okay, as
You could.
or would you do the cookie if you're doing a longer
Right.
a half marathon
Right.
or a marathon?
Right. So I wouldn't eat them in the middle. I know cyclists eat them in the middle when they stop.
Oh, yeah.
But for what I have personally done is I would eat them half hour to 45 minutes before my long run.
Right.
If it's a short run, it doesn't really matter.
Right.
And then I come back and I eat one of these cookies, right? And I'm good to go, right? I don't have those cravings. The other thing is, typically within an hour of your run, you have to have something, right? You have to eat something. And the longer you run, the less hungry you feel because your body is pumping all the energy into muscle recovery, right?
Right.
So you're not hungry because nothing's getting digested, but it's super important to replenish. Otherwise, the muscle tears and, all of the things that need to repair, they need fuel for that, and that will not be in your system. So within an hour is when they prescribe eating something with protein and carbs. And so the cookie is ideal because it gives you the sugar, and these are mung lentils or quinoa cookies, which are complex carbs and with enduring energy, right? So it works out really well.
I am smiling because I love your energy and I love your enthusiasm for what you're doing. I'm so excited.
Thank you.
Thank you, Meg, for taking the time to
Absolutely.
talk with us. And again, we will be including the website information at the end of the video. So if you want to reach out to Meg and buy some of these foods, I would definitely recommend it. This for whether you're vegan or not. I mean, this is healthy food that we all need to keep replenishing our bodies, especially for those athletes that need an immediate boost. So thank you so much, Meg.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Really enjoyed meeting you.
Thank you. Same here. Absolutely.
Take care.
Thank you.